You're watching this video because most likely my internet in my quarantine has died. And so we're going to do this live. What's going to happen is Erica and I are going to facilitate this. And we're going to, when I say pause, Erica is going to pause and then do the following things that I say. And so this will be like interactive as if I'm still there. Okay? So Erica, feel free to move towards, fast forward to the places that we just left off. Thank you. Before we start, there are some few housekeeping tips that you need. Please make sure that you have your non-school issue Gmail account for both your laptop or if you're viewing on a tablet, the same thing. You'll need a non-school issue Gmail account, and then you'll need as well to download Google Hangouts on your device, whatever you have that's available to you, because we'll be doing some interactive activities. In the meantime, please, Erica, can you please copy this link into the chat to allow people to have it, access to it, and you can easily do this, everyone else, by just typing tinyurl.com/this code. As we are waiting for people to do that, and as we're waiting for people to load their devices, please make sure that you introduce yourself in the chat box to tell us where you're from. But additionally, also please, on a scale of 1 to 5, rate your energy level. Where are you right now on a 1 to 5? 5 being like super high energy. So I'm going to model this for you. I'm at a 4 because it's around 7 p.m. in Bangkok time. And so I'm a little bit tired from staying in my little quarantine hotel. So I hope you had time to download the slides, because you will need the slide, be able to access the links. This is called differentiating during distance learning. Let's start here. Differentiation feels like, where do you fit? And you can talk about differentiation virtually. Where do you fit here? So right now, just take some time in the chat box to go and type in where are you in this picture, what kind of blob are you, and how does differentiation make you feel, virtual differentiation makes you feel. Okay? And then I'll have Erica pause the video to facilitate and to say out loud the things that she's seeing. Okay? So Erica, whenever you're ready, you can pause the video, and whenever you're ready, you can re-pause the video. So wherever you are on this blob, it's okay. My goal is to make it feel even more affirming and a positive experience for you, because this is a really difficult experience for all of us. Let me introduce you to a student. I'm going to talk about differentiation through the story of a student first. Okay? Let's watch this. I'm going to introduce you to Zhang Hong. He's a student. At the time, I was in Laos, and he was in 7th grade, and he just came to my school, and we're in science class. Please watch what he's doing and what I'm doing.
It's gonna win. It's gonna be super cool.
You can't do it.
The rope's cutting my hand right now. It hurts really much.
Unbalanced.
Unbalanced.
Jermaine, you want to come try?
Yeah. Balance.
Okay, Matt.
Unbalanced.
Jeff, be careful.
Balance.
As some people tell you, it does
Unbalanced.
it does hurt a little.
Balance.
Oh.
So moving to another example, he had to, in social studies class, he had to write about how dams impact the ecosystem. And so this was in 7th grade social studies class, and we were thinking, oh my goodness, how he's going to be able to do this? If it was in Chinese, he'll be able to do this flawlessly. So now we thought, what can we do? So I went into this class. We didn't change the expectations. We didn't change the standard, but we changed his output and a little bit of his processing as well. We said, Zheng Hong, you can pick any river you want. Would you like to study a river in China? He said, yes, not a problem. And then we said, okay, Zheng Hong, what's going to happen is you're going to find a video or articles online about the dam and about the river that he's doing. So he studied the Yellow River in China, and he Googled YouTube videos and articles in Chinese. And I told him to write notes down in Chinese. And when he's ready, he's going to put these notes and these visuals into an Adobe Spark video. So now in the chat box, please type what you notice about how we differentiate instruction. This is Zhang Han's output. So as we watch this video, please type what you notice.
Hello, my name is Chen Zhenghe. Today, I would like to brief you on the ecology impact of dam. Dam of the dam. For the dam, for beautiful city, beautiful city. After the dam, where the water is ice, the land is air. Water and the moving price is riding. Of course, the dam has a good side. Before the dam, good sunset. The flooding granted dried people's stranding of the dam. The dam cracks the food and the breakfast and dance people. The dam electricity to study electricity to regulate in the variety.
So right now, Erica, pause and why don't you talk to the participants and say what did they notice and some feedback some of the comments that they said. You can pause the video now. I shared that video with you because it really exemplifies what differentiation can do for students. Carol Ann Tomlinson, the queen of differentiation, said differentiation consists of the efforts of teachers to respond to the variance among learners in the classroom. We responded to the variance in Ding Han's class by saying, how can we best support him? And so what we did was we focused on these three things. We focus on the content. How are we going to support his ability to learn? Well, we said, okay, you can focus on any river you want. Would you like to learn about a river in China? And of course he did, because it was easier for him to connect to. And then we said, well, most students are going to be writing an essay. It's going to be more difficult for you to write an essay in English because you're writing on the word or sentence level. So what else can we do? Oh, well, we can allow him to create a video that communicates the same information. Now we move to process. How will you learn the content? So we're thinking, okay, what can we do here to help him learn the content? Where he's still learning English, but what can we do to help him engage with the content? We said, okay, use Google Translate to help. So when I gave him instruction, I used Google Translate to help. And then when he was learning, he used his Chinese resources. So that's a different process. These are all the three things that I've done to differentiate in-person instruction. And when I plan with people, this is what I ask. These are the questions that I focus on. What can I do to help students learn the content-specific vocabulary and the key understandings of the content? How can I guide students through the steps to address each part of the success criteria? Thinking about the product. And for the process, how can I help students follow the instructions and interact with others? These are the things that I'm thinking about when I plan content product process. So now what does it look like online? Okay. In our school, we had a color system for elementary school. Red was anything that was required, that was graded. Yellow is anything that we recommend for you that will help you. And green is for optional, that will increase your understanding. So students all have to do the red, and students could choose if they wanted to do the yellow, and they can go above and beyond, and they can do the green if they want to. This is available for all students. What we did was we created a Google Doc for our work for the week, and then students could see the color coding. So this is an actual example from week 3, science, day 3. So I'm going to scroll through the slides so you can see how the colors change. And if it's white, it's just instructions for kids. So these are all the things that kids had to do. Yellow, these are the enrichment things. So these are all the enrichment things that will really help them further if they want to go to more conceptual part. Yellow is things that would help them understand. And additionally, so we had stop signs to help them understand. And we also provided like an instructional video to tell them about it. So let me go through a few more slides with you in particular. So this is the way we differentiated. We allowed kids to self-select. All of them had to do the red, but some of them had to do yellow. Some of them chose to do yellow, and some of them chose to do green. This is one in particular that I really want to show you. This was in the same slide. I actually differentiated for my language learners. So this is a video that kids had to watch about water, weather, and land formations, and it was more challenging for some students, or was because the content was so dense that I thought, okay, from this 2-minute video, I have to break it up more. So what I did was I watched the video and I thought, okay, what are the 3 different videos? What are the 3 different parts of this video that I can pull out smaller videos? What I did was for my language learners, I said, for their slide when it came to look at the water formations, I said, watch these videos. They're longer. So they're like a few minutes put together. They're longer than this one, which was the one I just showed you. But because it broke down the process even more for kids and made the content more comprehensible. So that's how I differentiated for them. Some kids chose to use and some kids didn't. So these 3 things were more on their level. So that's one way of differentiating online. Basically by choice, giving kids as much choice as possible. Now, let me show you more. What else I do? So this is a student named Annie. She and I work together. Now, let me move to another example, but this time you're going to have to think about an example for Annie. I'm going to give you the context for Annie, and your job is to design a differentiated lesson for her. So Annie is a fluent English speaker. She's developing her literacy skills, yet she also has processing issues. And so she's identified both as a language learner, but also with special needs. So this presentation about differentiation needs to be differentiated. So we're going to focus back on content, product, and process. So here are the instructions. You're going to pick one area in which you would like to see an example. You can either pick content, product, or process. You're going to watch a video on your own because each of the videos are about a lesson that I was teaching Annie. After the breakout video, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the group that you're part of, and it'll take you to a Google Hangout group. So you can talk with the people about, hey, in your breakout groups, discuss what you notice about how I differentiate instruction for Annie. And you can say, what did you notice? How did you do it? How could you apply this? So let me give you an example. If let's say that you're focusing on content, you're going to click on this video, and this is why you need the slides again. Click on it, and it will take you to the video. And you'll watch it for 6 minutes by yourself.
Let's look at this example now.
Then when you're finished with 6 minutes, you will go back into the same slide. This is slide 11. Make sure you go to the Google Hangouts. It'll pop up like this. You can allow, and so what you can do is you can click on join, and you can just wait for people to join, and when they join, you can start talking to them. When you're ready, you can just end the call, but I would say keep on talking until Erica has finished. Until Erica says, okay, let's bring you all back. So Erica's job during this time will be to mute her mic, and if you need her, she will be chatting on the side. So just go into the Zoom chat and then chat, and then she'll give you questions. She will help answer your questions if you need. Because if she keeps her mic on, so what's going to happen is basically there's going to be Zoom that's happening. You're watching the presentation on Zoom, but you're engaging on Google Hangouts. So if we have to mute the Zoom mic during this time so that you can participate, so that you don't hear Erica talking. So what's going to happen right now is you're going to go and decide which of the content of the which of the three types of differentiation which you like to focus on: content, product, or process. Please click on the video to watch it. When you're ready, please click on the Google Meets. You can pause the video when you're ready. So differentiation to me is like going to the same destination as like Google Maps, going to the same destination, but looking at different routes, considering different routes to get there. So this is my mind map for differentiation. Differentiation about meeting student variance, like Dr. Caroline Ann Tomlinson said, by integrating student choice within the instruction. And we can give student more choice by offering to differentiate the content, the process, or the product. And differentiation can occur spontaneously when we interact with students, when we think about content, product, and process, but it can also happen intentionally when we plan instruction or when we plan with our co-teachers. We can do this virtually and we can do it offline, but it doesn't change the fact that we give students choice, and the fact that we can change the process, the product, or the content. This can happen virtually or in person. And we need to differentiate because it improves students' access to content and it allows them to participate in the learning. Okay. What you're going to do is this. In your small breakout rooms, you're going to talk about a red, a yellow, or a green light. From this webinar, what is something that you're going to stop doing? From the webinar, yellow, what is something that you're going to slow down or start to question about your practice? And green, from the webinar, what is something that you will do more in your practice, both virtually and in person? So since you have this slide, you can always go back to it if you need to in your breakout group. So Erica, this would be a great time for you to now pause the video and put people in breakout groups in Zoom. This is not Google Hangouts. This is a great time for people in the breakout groups to now talk and share. Let's share your red, yellow, and green. So Erica, I'll let you facilitate this process now. You can pause and you can start whenever you're ready. Now we're ending the session, so I would love some feedback. I'm sorry about the technology glitch. Would you please, it says NABE, but it should be PWCS. And please click on this link and it'll take you to this form. It's anonymous, so I won't know who's saying what. Or you can scan the QR code and provide feedback for me and also the organizers. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share with you from afar. I know last semester, we, including me, we were all caught off guard with the school closures and COVID-19. But I was so impressed with the way the teachers rose up to the occasion and served the community and their students and their families and each other. So I wish you all the best as you continue into the next school year. I hope that you had a great break, that you were able to recharge your batteries, and that you continue to serve and be in the front line of service to students. I'm wishing you all the best.